everybody, this is Lee with Creative2xmom, and today I want to share with you 10 things that we do in our homeschool. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I shared a video like this one where I talked about 10 things that we don't do in our homeschool. And I mentioned in that video that it wasn't necessarily that those were bad things, they just didn't fit into who we are as a family and the culture that we are developing in our homeschool. Well, that video got me thinking, and I wanted to share with you 10 things that we do in our homeschool that we find really to be cornerstones of our homeschool culture. Things that we're very proud of that we do. They're not 10 things that I think you absolutely have to do to be a good homeschool mom or to be productive homeschoolers, but they're things that have really shaped who we are as a family, as a homeschool, and they were 10 things that I just am proud that we do and I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to link that original video down below so you can check it out. It was part of a collaboration, so there will be a playlist involved and you can check out what other people don't do in their homeschool. But this video is what we do. And the first one is we take a lot of field trips. I try to plan a field trip at least once a month. I really enjoy the flexibility and the time that we have to get out in the community and to see things firsthand. It's very different from reading about them in a book and being able to actually experience it. So that is one thing that I'm really proud of. I thought all homeschool families went after these field trip opportunities until I was talking to somebody the other day and I realized we don't all do that. And that's something that has been really important to us and really has shaped, I think, my kids' learning. So I'm really proud of the fact that we get out and we do that. In that video I also mentioned, and this is number 2, that I don't have kids who like to be on stage, but we love to go see plays. We love to go see local theater. We love to go see bands and different styles of music that come into our town. And our town in particular, I feel like, is really blessed. We have a lot of opportunities to do that. So far this year we've been to 4 concerts and all completely different, all things that we never would have gone to see before. We've been to like an opera concert. We've been to a group called 5 Sax where they all had different styles of saxophone. We've been to see a group that created all their instruments out of recyclables, and we just recently saw a sibling group where they were warring between the guitar and the violin. So it was very cool. We love to get out and be a part of that. So that's something that I'm really proud of, is that I've allowed my kids to experience the arts, whether they really want to be involved or not. They've been able to experience those things. Number 3 is that we have incorporated artwork into our our weekly rhythm. I talked about in my homeschool resolutions that was something I wanted to do this year, and over the past 2.5 months we really have. In my mind at the time we were going to study classical art, but it has morphed into this just a fun art lesson, whether it's been a chalk pastels lesson or it's been a drawing lesson. I feel like we kind of do it in the middle of the week, and it's been something that we all really are enjoying and loving doing together. So I'm really glad that I've been able to kind of create that opportunity for my kids. Number 4 is that we read aloud to our kids. We have been reading aloud to our kids since, oh my gosh, since they were old enough to sit up on my lap so I could hold a book while I read to them. We've been reading to them for a very long time. We've listened to audiobooks in the car since they were like 3 and 4. Reading aloud to my kids, I feel like, has expanded their vocabulary. It's enhanced their ability to retain information. It's exposed them to new ideas, new characters, new concepts, putting things together. I am so glad that that's something that we started very young, and we continue it even with my 8th grader. So reading aloud is something I'm super proud of that we do a lot of in this house. Number 5 is our morning basket or morning meeting time. I share with you guys every month what is in our morning basket, and I'm not the type of person to just be able to jump into work every morning. I feel like that would be so startling and such a wake-up call. So we do a morning basket or a morning meeting time. It is give us an opportunity to talk about poetry, to talk about art, to talk about great composers, to share ideas, and to kind of be a launching point for our day, to talk about what's on the agenda for the day, to talk about different biblical concepts that we talk about together. That has become, as we've refined it more and more over the last couple of years, it's become probably my favorite part of the day. Number 6, I'm so glad we found Julie Bogart's Poetry Tea Time, and we don't do it enough. I would say probably every 2 or 3 weeks we do a Poetry Tea Time. There is something about baking something sweet or having a treat, or my kids aren't really into tea, so I try to find a nice juice that's a little bit more expensive, more special for our poetry tea time, and I do that, and they are instantly enthralled with the poetry books on the table and want to linger at the table as long as they can. So I'm so glad that I have found that and been able to create that for my kids, and I wish we had more time to do it more, but I'm glad that we make the time to do it the way that we do. Number 7, we love to cook. I am glad that I have the time and the flexibility to have my kids in the kitchen with me so we can talk about nutrition and we can talk about basic life skills. I think it is probably the idea that there is a yummy result at the end, that they love it as well, but that's something that we do that I am so glad that we do together. Number 8, playing games, and that has been something that has come up even more over the past 6 months. Playing games to review, playing trivia games, playing flashcard games, playing logic games, playing nature games. One of our favorites is camp, and I have a review video on that one. And just being able to learn in that way, to take our textbook time, to take our worksheet time, and to review that information in the same way. I feel like I retain it so much better by playing a game, or even just having the time to say, you know what, we need a brain break, we're going to play a logic game, or we're going to play just a fun like chutes and ladders type game for a while. I'm really glad that that's something that we are pulling from more and more. Number 9, going hiking, getting out in nature. We did a study last year on birds, and it was probably my favorite study. So when we would go hiking, we would get really excited about what we would see, or the tracks that we would find from the birds, or the nests, or being able to just hear them as we were out. I love taking my kids out in nature. It brings a calm and refreshing that being indoors and being in front of a computer doesn't even compare to. So I'm really glad that we do as much hiking and getting out as we possibly can. And number 10, library days. Our library time is a cornerstone of our week. My kids look forward to it every week, to be able to go and find new books, new living books on the topics that we're studying, and for them to find a new good story to read, a new novel to pick up. My daughter loves historical fiction, so that's the section she goes to right away. I feel like that has become a good place for us to reset. We don't necessarily go to study, but we go to just find great books. And my kids look forward to it so much that I can't imagine us giving that up anytime soon. So that is 10 things that I feel have really shaped our homeschool and family culture. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what are some of the cornerstones of your week that you love sharing with your kids. Also, don't forget to hit that subscription button down below for more videos like this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.